So let's read positive only. My wife said if this review gets 50 likes and 5 awards, she'll buy me a case of beer. Help me out, guys. I'm a solo player. I don't care about the MMO aspects, but it can lead to you fighting over blood and waiting things and respawn. I think that just depends on if you're in a populated server or not. Yeah, let's give him a. Can I? How do you like things on Steam? I don't ever use Steam. I'm new to Steam, basically. Yes, give him the likes. Go get your beer, beer, buddy. Here, I'll give you an award too. Oh, you have to spend points? Shit, do I want to spend points? Here, gotta have it. Yes. There you go, buddy. Hopefully you get your case of beer. That's right, JK. We're gonna help a brother out. Everybody should go and help this guy out. If you're on Steam right now and you haven't done so, get that guy to his 50 likes, kids. Get him his 50 likes and his 5 awards. Uh... Survival aspect is well done. Um, I do want to address the fighting over blood and waiting on things to respawn. That can be a legitimate issue if you're in like a public area. But I would also argue that like even on the overland map, there are I don't know 30, 40 scavenger camps that you can go to on the map. So it's not like you're locked out of progressing. You're not locked out of progress if you're at a camp that has another player or another few players at it. Just go to another camp. Farm blood 10 meters over in that other cave. Um, I don't think that that's that big of a deal. I will say, though, that when you're in the Imperial testing stations, it can, if you're someone who is hyper focused on forward progression and you're trying to be first and you're rushing, it can be a bit of a drag to like go in, you're shooting mobs, and some other group comes through and just bypasses past you and kills everything and then drains everything of the blood while you were in the middle of getting your one, like, you know what I mean? Like they go ahead and there's 3 of them in the party and they just blow past you and kill like 20 mobs and they drain the blood of all of them and you're left with like 2 things and you're like, God damn it, now you got to wait 15 minutes for the respawn. Sure, that can be, especially for someone, I'll admit, if you're someone who took time off of work, this is your 3 hours that you get to play after work at night. You just want to make some forward progress. That part can be a little bit frustrating, not gonna lie. But I've also been playing online games for 25 plus years, and it's one of those things where I'll just turn around and make a circle and come back. It's not like I'm wasting time in the dungeon. There are always going to be harvesting resources. There's always going to be chests that you can loot. The mobs will respawn in 15 minutes. Go make a sandwich. Come back. You'll be fine. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But I can understand the feeling of frustration there. And that's where a lot of games implemented instancing over the years. But Dune Awakening does not want to do instancing because they want to have that community aspect. They want you to feel like you're in a lived-in world. So, um, am I salty about the fact private games are locked behind third-party server rental? I mean, you shouldn't be. Like, that's the way most survival games do it. Like survival games traditionally, Enshrouded, Valheim, Minecraft, if you want a private game, you rent a server. Like that's just how survival games work. So I don't think that that's a legitimate complaint because survival games, that's how you get private servers on a survival game. You rent the servers. Took a hit of spice and now I'm in charge of a religion. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating. It gets everywhere. Dude, that guy gets a thumbs up just for being funny. Because everyone needs an Anakin Skywalker reference. Honestly, feels like an improved Conan Exiles in Dune's universe. Nothing wrong with that. Um, this is somebody who spent 100 plus hours in the game. They're quite enjoying it. You have to pay attention to water management, sun and sandworms. Story's fun, base building's awesome. You can save your blueprints for your bases. Yeah, this is stuff where a lot of this is like polish that they'll be adding over time. Like someone asked yesterday, is there an auto run in the game? And I was like, not yet. But Joel and Ole have already addressed that and said that auto run is coming. I believe in the, don't quote me on this. I believe it's the first patch or one of the first patches post launch. Auto run is coming, as well as additional keyboard key bindings. So if you're going to have a meltdown over the fact that there's not an auto run feature in the game, I I can't help you. Like, Battery asks, do I get a message when I need to pay tax in the game? I don't know if you get a message per se, but on your sub thief, I believe you'll be told how much tax you owe. You have to go to Arakeen or Harco Village. You have to go to your main social hub city to pay your taxes. I believe it's once a. I don't know if it's once a week. I don't know if the timing. To be honest with you, I never paid taxes in beta, so I never paid attention to that. So I can't tell you if it's once a week or not. Aurora One says it's every 2 weeks, Sergeant. So every 2 weeks you pay your taxes apparently. Um, this is a good survival craft with a well-written campaign in the Dune world. The cutter tool is a little bit like No Man's Sky. Building and crafting seem cool, but just getting started. Combat is serviceable, but a lot better than most other survival crafting games. Right. So, like, I don't know how much you guys have played other survival crafting games, but like, the combat in Enshrouded is pretty good, and it has an active block and parry system, a dodge system, and a cool magic system. But like Minecraft, the combat in Minecraft is shit. Like, Minecraft is mostly a combat, or excuse me, mostly a combat crafting survival game. Like the combat in Minecraft sucks. The combat in Valheim, not a big fan of. So like I would argue that I like the combat here because it's got a lot of stuff going on. Um, oh, that's a good one. Very Bowring says when auto run is implemented, how many dinguses are going to be distracted while running and run straight into the worm's mouth? That's true. That's true. Uh, How do I move your old base? I think you got a bunch of people in chat answering you, Dark Hopes. You can either make a blueprint, copy that, paste it, fill it in, or you could do what I did. I tear my bases down, so because I get all the resources back. So like what I just did yesterday in my live stream, when I moved from tier one to tier two, I broke my tier one base down, stuck all the resources in my sand bike inventory, drove north, got off my sand bike, and just built everything again from scratch. I didn't use a blueprint yesterday. Blueprints could make it a little bit quicker, but it took all of 10 minutes for me to get a new base up and going, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But you do get your resources back when you break things down, so never just abandon your old base. Um, Tear it down and get your resources back. That reminds me, guys, I never abandoned my base, so I don't think I completed that journey. I need to do that. I left my sub thief thing behind, but I never abandoned it. 3 hours into the game, graphics are amazing. I need practice with combat though. Took me a while to find the blood purifier in the construction menu and figure out the skill page. My wife is not an experienced gamer, and she says it's complicated and has some issues. I would say that that is a fair criticism to make, because I'll tell you what, my wife does not play a lot of games. She has been a trooper and tried EverQuest 2, World of Warcraft, and Lord of the Rings Online with me, and it's been several years ago when she did. That was about 4 years ago when she tried. She spent about 4 months, and she tried those three MMOs with me. And out of those three, EverQuest 2, World of Warcraft, and Lord of the Rings Online, she had the most fun with EverQuest 2. Um, and it was because it was the easiest to play. There weren't a ton of complicated things to learn. Even though World of Warcraft has the newbie island and a very in-depth tutorial system, there are so many things to do in World of Warcraft, so many things to learn that she felt overwhelmed by how many things there were to learn. It felt overly complicated, even with a very in depth tutorial system. Something like Dune Awakening, dude, the journey system is teaching you 500 things in the first 2 hours of the game. If you're not an experienced gamer, I could see where that review right here, that's a legitimate thing. New players are going to feel overwhelmed by all of the things to learn. That's legit, but that's not a complaint, I don't think. That's just more of like a, hey, you know, I think that like if I tried to learn juggling as a 45-year-old individual, I'm going to have a hard time learning juggling. It's complicated. By the way, I've tried learning juggling. It is complicated. Um, so I don't know. I don't, that's, I wouldn't call that a negative. I think that's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, that's you're not wrong. It's complicated, and for new players, it's gonna be. Oh, and another great thing is like I didn't know, and I spent 100 hours in closed beta on the controller. I did not know that you could favorite an item on a controller. Joel left a comment on my controller video like 3 days ago. And by the way, shout out to Joel because he actually stopped in last night on the stream. I was like, "Hey, did you get that tip that I wrote on your YouTube video?" And I was like, "You're damn right I did." But like, there's no tutorial in the game right now that tells you how to favorite an item on the controller. So it's the functionality is there, but the tutorial doesn't teach you about it because they aren't really focused on, the controller stuff is coming when they start adding the consoles to the rotation is when they're going to focus more on controllers. Now, the controller support is awesome in the game right now. There is an in-game tutorial system for the controller, but things like the favoriting, that's not there. I never knew about it after 100 hours of beta. And then I get into live and I'm like, wait, what? There's a favorite system for weapons? What? And then once I knew that, that was one of those things where it's like, even I learned something new because there are so many things to learn. Like, it can be complicated and complex. Am I really 45? I am really 45, yes. Dun, dun, dun. My friends and I are enjoying the game. Excellent survival game that hits the sweet spot on how multiplayer it is. In a single world game like Even Mortal, other people quickly become a nuisance. In single player survival games, things quickly become lonely and samey. This is a happy middle ground. See, I don't have a problem with lonely and samey, but that's because I don't play games for other people. I play games for solo. So I rarely do. Um, I don't really do the multiplayer stuff. I do co-op occasionally with friends and community members, but I don't care if there's nobody running around. Like I've had multiple people, have you seen other players running around the desert? I'm like, maybe. I don't pay attention. It doesn't matter to me if there are or there aren't. I don't play Lord of the Rings Online for other people. I don't play Star Wars: The Old Republic for other people. I play those games as single-player RPGs. I will occasionally use the matchmaking tool to go do a dungeon, but outside of those rare instances where I jump into the dungeon finder to like go get a quest done, I don't care about other people. Like I'm here to play for me. So having a multiplayer optional background is cool, you know? Sandworms legit chase you. Base building is good. Combat is fun. Yes. Dude, I don't know if you guys saw the YouTube short that I put out. It's a TikTok short and a YouTube short. I put it up on an Instagram reel too last night, but I almost got it like 3 times yesterday trying to get to that flower sand, and we got one of those clipped out um, on social media. It was pretty awesome because yeah, the worms legit chase you. And the clip that I got, the worm chased me all the way up to the rock, and then he sat there like looking at me over the edge of the rock, turned his head left, right, and then curled up, turned back and looked at me one more time, and then rode off into the dunes. And it was like that was a cool clip. Like you're not the only one, Transit. I'm over here spamming Discord. Like, come on, bring the servers up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna relaunch Steam real quick and see if the patch is up yet. while we're sitting here. Oh, I'm sorry, Snow White. Did I wake you up? Do you want to say hi to everybody? I better turn off the... Do you want to say hi? There she is. The alarm just went off and she woke up like, wait, what? What was that? She gets to be an inside kitty today. She's supposed to be an outside kitty, but I brought her in. Chris does not know. Chris is still sleeping. All right, no patch yet. On Steam page. Oh, you gonna come over here? You never come over and sit on Daddy's lap. What's up? No, you're just gonna sit on the edge of the bed and say hi. It's almost breakfast time. Yeah, I need to probably go out and get everybody's breakfast ready. Yeah, that's, you know what that alarm means. Yes, you know that it's breakfast time. I was there before it began, before the storm, before the servers awakened. Time, 3:47 a.m. I'm staring at the Dune Awakening logo. The sand moves, the servers don't. They say Fremen waited for the sandstorm too. We're no different. Day one, created a character in my head. His name is Mahmoud Sandwalker. He has a buggy, a mustache, and a philosophy. He would survive. This is awesome. But he can't log in. The servers remain silent like a Benny Gesserit under interrogation. This is awesome. Day two, I drink water slowly. I think I'm conserving moisture now. Went outside and whispered to a stranger, "Are you watching Shai Hulud, or is he watching you?" He ran. I stayed. Neither of us can connect. This is awesome. Day three, we, the exiled players, now speak in forums like Fremen tribes in hidden caves. One made a meme about sandworms. Another became a Wi-Fi priest. Someone swore he heard the servers humming. It was his fridge. We do not judge. Dude, this is awesome. Day four, I've built a camp near my window. I watch the sun like it's the day-night cycle on Arrakis. I restart stream periodically. It's a ritual, a belief, a sacred routine. This is the best Dune Awakening review ever. Conclusion: the game doesn't work yet, but imagination does. We wait, we endure, we meme, we believe. If you're reading this, you too walked the pre-release sands. We didn't just wait, we prepared. Still waiting for launch like a Fremen waiting for shade in the desert. 10 out of 10, no servers, but I can already feel the spice in my lungs. Dude, this one's getting its own YouTube video. I'm gonna call this the best review of Dune Awakening ever, and ever's gonna be in big caps. Can I link it? How do I link? Do I just grab this link? Is that how I link this in chat? Here. I'll drop that in the YouTube and Twitch chat, guys. that review, that is literally the best review ever. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's awesome. Oh. Jesus, that was amazing. So, overall, kids, I think it's what, overwhelming, or it's not overwhelmingly positive at the moment, but I think it's very positive. How do we go back to the actual page for the game? Store page. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, we might have an hour left. I just checked a minute ago and it's not up yet, so um, what's the reviews right now? Yeah, very positive. So, overall 2,600 positive, 600 negative. We went through the negatives. Um, none of them are, I mean, there were a couple of legitimate things. Um, but most of it was just people complaining about the queues, which I don't really consider those to be negative, legitimate negative things to complain about for a launch day. Hang on, Christina just replied back to me. Okay. It's maintenance and a game update. I don't think they've released a patch note yet, Transcend, so I don't know. Patch notes will be posted in the patch note channel very soon. Have they been patched yet? I don't see anything yet, so we still don't have the patch notes yet.